Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today I want to discuss the economic transformation development of Russia from 1991 to 1999, and then from 1999 to 2019. Why these dates? 1991 was the time when uh, Russia was on its own after the disappearance of Soviet Union, and Boris Yeltsin took over. 1999 December was when Boris Yeltsin, the president, gave power away and appointed Vladimir Putin. And from 1999, I picked 2019, so I make about 10 years of 10 years. I'm sorry, 20 years of Putin's reign. And I will compare this with looking at data showing GDP and per capita value in US dollars. And then I will contrast this data with the US economy. I will use the macro trends.net. You can find it as the first option that comes on online, and I will put the link into in the description box so you can find it over there. And let's go. So this Boris Yeltsin, when he was the Russian president, I have to say that Boris Yeltsin had some medical problems, had some problems with the alcohol, and during his reign, the American CIA had an office in Moscow, but KGB did not have an office in Washington, D.C. The U.S. military had officers in Russia at a military basis where they have nuclear weapons as inspectors, so-called. They have offices over there. There was no Russian military officers or inspectors in the United States during the same time, so there was no reciprocity. Even the U.S. Department of State helped Yeltsin get elected a second time when they sent money and they said sent advisors and so on. So that's direct interference in another state's elections, but that's all right. And then Boris Yeltsin received a very, very, very positive media coverage during these times. So Russia was weak. Russia was a sellout or sold, was under the control of the US, and Russia was fantastic. That's how was the coverage from here. How funny the Russians are, how great Yeltsin is, and let's go. We got him under control. But the problem is after that, this guy came, Putin, and things change. So I'm going to go with the GDPs. So in 1991, Russia's GDP was 517 billion US dollars. 517. In 1999, it dropped to 195 billion. So from 517 dropped to 195. So that is more than 50%. Let's say 55% drop right there. Per capita, it was 3,490 in 1991, and then it dropped to $1,331 per capita in 1999. So that's again a drop at about 55 in 8 years, 9 years. And then let's compare that with when Putin came. So in 1999, when was the last year when Yeltsin was in power, was 195 billion GDP, 195. And in 2019, it was 1,687 billion. So from 195 to 1,687. So that's an increase of what? Almost 10 times, 9 times in GDP. in 20 years. Then we go with per capita. In 1999, it was 1,331, and it got in 2019 to 11,498. So that would be the same, about 9 times increase. That means increase in the standard of living of the Russians. That is data. That it doesn't mean that GDP is equitably distributed, which is in any other country. So if you see United States, I'm going to compare and contrast this with data with the United States, you're going to see another difference. So let's go. So we already see that under Putin's regime, the dictator, it increased about 10 times, increased better. And now let's go to United States for the same period. So 2000 to 2019, the GDP doubled, and per capita again doubled. Now I know that it's easier for a country who has a poor economy to have a higher percentage, increases per year than a country who is already industrialized. It has, its growth is smaller pace than for a country who starts from very low. Nevertheless, so I'm just saying, you draw certain conclusions. You can criticize, you can approve, disapprove. The reason why this video was made is not to claim that one guy was fantastic, the other one was not that fantastic, but the data, is there, so you can draw your conclusion. The living standards of Russians increased in these 20 years about 10 times, tenfold. So and the United States increased 1 time, which is good, no complaints. But just memorize this and keep in mind. So this is from macrotrends.net. I will add that in the description box. Well, thank you for being with me, and stay strong, smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you next time. Ciao.